Why do you believe what you believe? Because at some point in your life, you trusted the information that somebody was giving you. And that someone you trusted told you that a car was a car, a tree was a tree, a bird was a bird, the blue stuff above you is the sky. And that's the way that we began to determine what we believe to be a fact. Most of the things that we believe to be a fact in our lives are told to us through our stories or the news that we hear. So my question would be, if they were deceiving you with the stories they tell you, would you be able to recognize that?
Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to The Way We See It. It's another Tuesday night on the FFN network. And, we got some stuff. We got, Jesus Christ, Trump's out there on tape and, he's, oh, look at this, you know what I mean? Biden and Joe's still all, he's got issues and we're going to talk about a bunch of that stuff tonight. I'll tell you that right now. But what we're going to talk about the most, I don't know, man. To me, the U.S. says, oh, we weren't involved in none of that. You know what I mean? And then you got a guy that's sitting there and he's got like this mercenary army. You know what I mean? And he's just like, he's pushing towards the Kremlin. And Putin doesn't send, some MiGs, out there to take them out in the streets or whatever, and it's all like goes away all quietly. And the only thing, for me, ladies and gentlemen, the only thing that makes shit like that happen is money. But that being said, let's check it out.
Vladimir Putin's one-time ally, Yevgeny Prigozhin, stepping away from what had appeared to be a certain armed confrontation. Troops from Prigozhin's Wagner group in the streets with their leader amid celebrations after the announcement of a deal between Prigozhin and the Kremlin, brokered by the president of Belarus. That unrest is widely believed to have left Putin weakened and potentially vulnerable as the invasion of Ukraine grinds on. The Wagner group is now leaving the battlefield where the fight is intensifying. Ukraine's third separate assault brigade posted these images that they say are from Saturday of trench warfare outside of Bakhmut. The Biden administration is closely monitoring events, and today Secretary of State Blinken said he doesn't think we've seen the final act. We have team coverage, including Elizabeth Schulze from the White House. But first, ABC's chief foreign correspondent Ian Pannell leads us off from Kharkiv.
Tonight, Russia reeling after a weekend of turmoil not seen in decades that's left Vladimir Putin looking humiliated and weakened. Troops from the Wagner mercenary group today continuing to withdraw from positions occupied on Saturday. But their mutiny against military chiefs leaves doubt and confusion in its wake. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken telling John Carlon this week he doesn't believe we've seen the final chapter.
It's still a moving picture, and I doubt we've seen the last act. But I think we can say this much. First, we've seen some very serious cracks emerge.
Historically, Prigozhin's been a long-time Putin ally, taking his armed mercenaries around the world, fighting and securing business interests for Russia and himself. Most recently, they were instrumental on the front lines in parts of Ukraine, where they were accused of terrible war crimes. But his relationship with Russia's senior military leadership broke down to the point where he suddenly declared an armed revolt. 10:15 p.m. Friday. Prigozhin announces his troops started a march of justice, crossing the border back into Russia. Yesterday, 7:30 a.m., Prigozhin says they've taken the HQ of the Southern Military District in Rostov-on-Don, controlling military facilities and a military airfield. Mama. Around noon, information on fighting around Voronezh appeared. Around 3:30 p.m., a column of Wagner fighters were noticed near Lipetsk, roughly 220 miles south of Moscow. But then suddenly at 8:29 p.m., Prigozhin announces he's turning back, 120 miles from the capital. The ease of Prigozhin's march through, still stunning and electrifying Putin's opponents. Mikhail Hodorkovsky, the exiled former oligarch, telling ABC's Patrick Reevell today it exposed extraordinary fragility. He says it's clearly demonstrated to everyone that the regime is weak, practically on the floor. Hodorkovsky, jailed by Putin for 10 years, now backing efforts to overthrow him. In exchange for halting his march on Moscow, Prigozhin and his men were given an amnesty, with Prigozhin being allowed to leave for neighbouring Belarus. Tonight, it's unclear if he's gone there and what other concessions he may have extracted. Across the border, fighting rages between Ukrainian troops and Russian forces. This video was filmed yesterday, according to Ukraine's 3rd Assault Brigade, who say it shows an advance on Russian positions around Bakhmut in the east.
All right, so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I know, most of you probably caught some of this on your news and all that stuff like that. But and now we're gonna weigh in to just the way we see it, and I gotta bring the boys in, ladies and gentlemen. Here's Mr. B. If I don't know who that is, but that's Mr. Donnie. And here is Mr. D. What's happening, fellas? I hope you had a great weekend. My boys that live out there in Texas, man, it's been hot as balls out there. You know what I mean? And I just hope y'all keeping cool and stuff. So, what I said earlier before the video was played. I mean, this guy's quarrel was with the Ministry of Defense. You know what I mean? Because supposedly, Russian aircraft lit up some of his troops on the battlefield. You know what I mean? Friendly fire type of shit. And that's when he decided. I guess he must have called Putin. And like, what's going on? You're blowing up my guys, whatever. And something was said, and he's like, you know what? I don't know how many troops he had. Maybe one of you guys can answer that as soon as I'm done right here, real quick. When he decides that he's going to go and, start heading towards the Kremlin there or whatever, and, he's going to take over. But it just so happens the timeline to me kind of seemed like about maybe seven hours later. Because he did this at 10 a.m. in the morning or 10:20 something a.m. in the morning, and then 8 o'clock at night. So we're looking around like 7 hours or something to that effect. I'm sorry, like 10 hours. Anyways, and then he decides he's gonna, oh, I was just kidding, guys. I'm gonna turn around with my forces, and I'm gonna leave. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's where I am with that right now. Donnie, if you want to jump in on this one.
I just want to know what the dude's getting paid, and I would like to know what the terms are of that agreement, because I really can't see that getting broke down. I think the guy Wagner, he claimed he had 25K. They said there may be 8,000, but I just worry about the aftermath, because what happens to all the mercenaries? They were talking about they signed contracts with the Ministry of Defense for Russia, so now they become Russian soldiers. But I just think there's a bigger play. There's a bigger play here. There's something else to this. It's just all too suspicious. He's gonna roll up that easy and then just turn around. I don't buy it.
Mr. B.
I have it on very good authority that, believe it or not, you're not gonna believe this, but actually Hillary Clinton had her hand in putting this together, and these people are going to be released. They're going to be freed to travel out from the war zone area, and they're going to be meet on an aircraft and been being flown back over here, where they're going to go on a hunting expedition with Dick Cheney.
Shit.
That's right. Hey. Get rid of it the right way. Put the blame on somebody else. Yeah, I like that plan. Okay.
I don't know, man. Some of y'all gotta watch that movie, Cheney, man. That dude ran the country.
Yeah, he did.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yes, he did.
Well, anyway, if you think that Putin's going to let this guy get away scot-free, no, he's going to be another poisoning victim, or it's going to be perestroika, pow pow, or whatever the hell it is. He'll be another
Okay,
whatever, Yuri
so but
Andropov.
even though you made fun of it, Mr. B, you know what I mean? That's the options they got. They got to go like whatever, retire in Belarus or something, or you know, they can go over there as we heard, Belarusian president or whatever did a deal. Or I don't know what for. I mean, I don't know what the president of Belarus has with this general to where it's like, oh, I want to know again in that 10-hour span, what happened. You know what I mean? Because he's heading there. He's heading there. He's going there. And all of a sudden, he's turning around. So
Do you ever
somebody
hear
pay this
about
guy?
Austria's? I believe his name was a Prince Metternich. You ever hear about him?
No.
I can't say I have.
Metternich was the leader of Austria, which is a small, in and of itself, a pissant country, surrounded by all the other larger countries that were led by aristocracies at the time. But Metternich was one of the most strong people because he kept getting this country angry at this country and angry at this country and angry at this country, and bringing them each and every one of them one by one to the brink of war. Then he would step in and he'd turn around and he'd broker a peace or whatever else, making him the stronghold and the blessing and everything else. Nobody ever went after his country while he was in power, and he had Europe on the brink of war at any given time, and he just blew his finger around and it would all go away. He was like what was called a cold, calculating fox. He had absolutely nothing for a military, but he had Europe by the cojones.
Well,
And now this is what you're looking at. You're looking at another Metternich.
you're saying, I don't know. The other guy just fucking ran around and, hey, you know what fucking, this country said about you, man? Oh, yeah, they said that, yeah. And then everybody starts fucking arguing. And instead of everybody sitting there and looking at this guy and going, you're the one who fucking started all this shit. You know what I mean? No, he goes in there and twists shit around, and he becomes the fucking good guy. That's got nothing to do with this right here. I understand your story though, Mr. B. It was very
But
informative.
I,
But this
I,
guy got paid, and I want to know who paid him.
yeah,
Donnie.
relate that story, but it's the same thing. He's trying to broker a deal, so he puts himself into some kind of financial, uh, you know, position. There's something to gain for the guy from Belarus to do the whole bartering and broker the deal. So that's what I say. There's so much money probably going somewhere sideways, and there's probably promises of maybe an increased military. I don't know.
Yeah, but
It's
the one who gets the shaft is the grunt, the dude on the ground.
Yeah, I know, but that's just the way shit rolls downhill. I mean, that's just the way it is in a lot of things.
So you
That's just
thinking
the way
these
life goes.
mercenaries? He's telling these mercenaries. You said he might. You said that he had. That he says he has 25,000 troops, but intelligence says he's got about 8,000. Is that
Something like
correct?
that. That's something I saw on a report I was just reading on the internet when they were talking
Right,
about it.
right. Mr.
Yeah.
D.
Oh man. Howdy. Howdy. So on this Russian coup, while Mr. B and Mr. Donnie were spilling what they had on their mind real quick, I just wanted to bring up some points. Maybe these points we could bring them up as a discussion. First one is General Milley. He's quick to call China. Why hasn't he called his counterpart in Russia on this? And that's just one point. My next topic is we were talking about who was paying for this, and it struck at me because I saw the Hets going by. A Het is a heavy expandable tactical trailer, can carry tanks, but these were the civilian version. They were driving by civilians. So who paid them civilians to drive them tanks? And on the second thing on the tanks, they were driving with a commander and gunner inside the tank. The U.S. Army doesn't practice that a lot because we don't do coups. But what that tells me is that they were ready to fire right off that trailer. So they were looking for contact. Regime change, man. We are all. It is bad. The U.S. is known for regime change, and right here in our time, Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran, they tried, and especially now, knowing General Milley wanted to attack Iran, according to the Trumpster.
Bay of
Uh,
Pigs.
Iran, yes, yeah. No, I was just going down. Bosnia, Kosovo. I saw a mean video on Bosnia, man, how the U.S. interjected regime change in there in coordination with the Russians. But we'll talk about that another day. And then getting back to the press secretary, which should, shit, man. I'm sorry, guys.
It's all right. Go ahead, keep going.
Um, Minnesota, that's I got the call for. So getting back to the regime change, I said my piece on there, but they were all, and especially when John Kirby comes, little his portfolio, 20 plus years in the United States Navy, was a Pentagon spokesman. He's a retired admiral, I believe, equivalent to a 4-star general. So he's their powerhouse there because the little lady, the KJP, she can't handle these tough questions, man. And it's funny how he comes out to save the day. And that's all I have, Mr. Blaze. I yield back my time.
Mr. B?
Yes, sir. Are you looking for further commentary on this? I really
Yes.
don't have it. I've told you what I
Okay.
think. I believe exactly now, still exactly what I've seen before. Yeah, they've taken their payoff or whatever, but this guy's going to be playing one against the other, and he's going to keep doing. He's going to interject himself in another way in another fight, trying to save his own ass, because something tells me that he believes that when they're done with the Ukraine problem, Belarus is going to be next.
Belarus. Ooh. Donnie, you got anything on that, bro?
Oh, I wouldn't doubt that because Putin already said he wanted to get the old Soviet USSR type shit back together. He wanted all that land back, and Belarus is part of that. Belarus is pro-Russian sympathizers. They want that stuff, that
You
kind of regime in their land. So here we go again. You want to talk about regime change? That you mentioned Iraq and Afghanistan and
pleasure.
all that. Did those work out?
Did they work out?
Yeah, did
No.
they work out? No,
No.
hell no.
No, bro.
Exactly. So here we
No.
go again. Like I say, democracy doesn't work everywhere. You need to get your crony from inside of Russia. Not trying to inject one of our own. Get one from inside. Then you have a chance. But you're not gonna just go in there and try to, keep poking to get regime change that is not beneficial to us. Because if it breaks down into little, like cultures or subgroups like Iraq and Afghanistan, or you got some mercenary group like the Wagner group that's in control of a lot of the exports for Russia. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Then we're dealing with terrorists again, just like we do with the Taliban in Afghanistan. Here we
And
are dealing with terrorists. How's that
and
helpful for the United States?
it's not, but it goes to that path for the money with Blaze, man. And Blaze, I
Of
may be
course,
stepping on you, but I believe the American government paid that guy. Oh shit.
I wouldn't doubt they didn't pay him, Demas, because war is very lucrative for a
Yes,
lot of
sir.
people globally.
But hold up, we we're not gonna call the pot kettle black either, because we have our private mercenaries and it's black water. But what strikes me about this gentleman, hold up, Donnie. What
Yeah,
strikes me
we
about
just
this
used the
gentleman,
nicer name in contractors.
yeah, but what strikes me is the firepower this man has, man. And I'm not talking individual weapons. I'm talking tanks, artillery pieces. You
Yeah,
know,
all Russian.
yeah. But you think he's going to give it back?
No,
I don't know.
no, he's not gonna give it back. Well, what is like we just mentioned a few minutes ago? I mean, do you think the president or whatever he's called, the minister or whatever of Belarus, do you think he like got a hold of this general and said, "Look, man, don't get crazy. You know what I mean? Come here. You know what I mean? You'll have a lavish life. You know what I mean? Try
Well,
and bring your warriors with you. You know what I mean? And we'll take care of you, because if Putin decides to go that route with Belarus, then they got a general there that knows the Russian military and tactics and things like that. And you know, go ahead, Mister B.
I have to ask this question because I'm really not certain about the answer of it. What was the reaction of the civilian population while this was going on?
I
It
saw a
There
lot
seemed
of
to
was
me from it looked like they were actually happy that people were going after and trying to get rid of Putin.
right. I mean, yeah, there was some sympathizers, Russian people that look, like, we don't like Biden, man. There's fucking people in Russia that don't like Putin. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know,
uh,
it's this
you're making a comparison of how Americans feel with Biden. The Russian people have that same feeling towards Mr. Putin.
Putin,
I,
right?
I don't
Yeah,
think so.
But it's
but
not
no,
surprising to them to see a fucking army coming in with a coup. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, because
uh,
the last one they had was 1991,
correct,
and
Nah,
correct.
I mean,
so let me. I just want to get back at the lead problem here, Mr. Putin. He was a senior chief there at the Berlin Gate, and he was, when that all came down, he was the last one to get notified, and he felt very embarrassed, betrayed, and all of that. So this is why all this hate is generating back in this man.
You think so,
he's so
huh?
good.
Oh, I fucking know so. I
Hmm.
know so because
Donnie?
they. It was Gorbachev was the president at that time. Go ahead, Donnie.
Oh, I think Putin's days are numbered. I think this little fiasco, rebellion, whatever, then people in the streets, taking cameras and recording and all that. There's a lot of people that want regime change within Russia, and uh, I think that's going to happen whether Putin wants it or not. He could try all day, but I think these are the doors that are going to open up, and Putin's going to be gone before it's all said and done. And I think the U.S. will help fund it. They'll do it secretly through Ukraine, like they've been doing right now, or they'll do it through some other NATO country. I think this is the moment where Putin's days are numbered, man.
So you think that we're gonna try to funnel in some money to get somebody together, CIA, to go and try to get? I mean, this is Russia. For us to being involved in a fucking regime change there.
We tried it in Afghanistan a long time ago with the Taliban. We supplied them the AK-47s and all the other grenade and handheld,
That's right.
RPGs and stuff. We the
That's
one
right.
that we funded Afghanistan to fight Russia before. Why would we
Right.
not do it again?
That's when all the Contra shit happened too.
Yeah.
You know what's a good movie to watch? Everybody who's listening, and you boys, if you haven't, Charlie Wilson's War. Watch that. Good
I
The
flick.
whole thing.
uh,
You seen it, Donnie?
let him
Hmm.
drink. Let him drink. We're over 100 here.
Well, yeah, I hear
Lights.
you. I hear you guys.
Yeah, I've seen
Uh,
it. It tells
okay,
all
so
about how we
everything
gave
what you was
money to
just talking
Afghanistan.
about, yeah, it's the whole Contra, all that shit like that. That's fucking
Hey,
nuts. Look,
just let me
go ahead,
make
D.
let me make point real quick. And I came up this with the Camp David thing. And I know we'll probably go a little more on the Hunter Biden thing, but getting back to Camp David, Biden was there before the coup. What was did Biden get a little hint from somewhere like CIA is like, hey, it's going to go big. We need to get you in the most secured skiff known to the government. You need to go to Camp David.
Maybe.
And wait a minute, twofold. And then he takes care of his son's business dealings that he never did anything with. And we'll talk more about that later. I don't know. I just find it weird that Biden was at Camp David ready at the ready, you know?
Yeah. Timing don't match up, demons. We all can agree with that.
All right, so
Yeah.
you seen this
Yes.
happening within that 10-hour span? We got intel on that, so that could be relayed to from the CIA to Biden to fucking hang tight.
Yeah, bro. Oh fuck yeah, man. Yeah, bro. You cannot talk that in the East Wing. That stuff. That shit is getting pinged all the time, man.
Right.
No, and I tried researching it, but it's probably classified. I was looking for the keyword most secured facility, and we all know up in the air is the most
They would show
secured
you
one.
Cheyenne Mountain.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
So
get it. Yeah,
it,
they're gonna show you that shit. You know what I
can
mean?
we all agree that this move by this Wagner Group guy to Belarus is not the end of the story?
No,
I
it
don't think
can't
it happened.
be.
It's just not that simple. There's no way.
Can you?
It can't
Is
be.
there?
And
Is
I
there?
kind of go with D a little bit. If I could jump in here, guys, I'm sorry. Sometimes I got to get a little loud to get into you maniacs. So listen, I agree with D. If this does settle down for whatever reason, okay? And I'll tell you fucking something right now. This show has been very correct on shit that starts to unfold down the road, okay? I know I certainly said that this little war was going to last more than the fucking year in Ukraine. But anyways, the thing here is that Belarus, all right, has got something up their sleeve. Like Donnie and D said, I think that they paid this general.
Who paid this general?
I think Belarus paid this general. Like I said, to come over, you know what I mean? Listen, we're going to take care of you. You live the life of luxury. You know what I mean? Bring your 8,000 warriors over. You know, we'll take care of them. In case Putin decides to get mental, you know, like I said. And then they got a guy there that's familiar with their tactics and all that shit like that. So, yeah, we got about like 2 minutes left on that. So we can cover that real quick. Donnie,
What?
2 minutes
So
worth of what do you think's happening here, please?
what? So what you're saying is you think, oh boy, paying this general, bring his group over, his Wagner group over here with the vast amount of resources this guy has, because he has resources globally. Let's not be stupid and think he doesn't. He's got some great things. So he's bringing them over here. So what? He's gonna say, here, come build me an army, and down low on the side, come build me an army so I can break away from Russia. I don't know if he's got that. I don't know if he's got the genitalia for that. I just don't know it.
I agree. I
Great.
agree.
Great things, like Mr. Borgstad said, man. Great things. And
All right.
it's not an AK-47 or a 5.56 millimeter AR.
Right.
We're talking great
There's
things.
nuclear weapons in Belarus. Let's remember that's in play too.
I agree, man. I agree.
Well done,
With
man.
that being said, fellas, ladies and gentlemen, listen, we'll be right back with more of The Way We Can See It in about 3 to 4 minutes. So stick around. When we come back, we're going to see what the fuck Trump is up to, everybody. Be right back.
In the distance, light years from tomorrow, far beyond yesterday. She is watching, heart aching with sorrow. She is broken as she waits, hoping when all is said and done, we learn to love and be as one. Oh, starlight, don't you cry, we're gonna make it right before tomorrow. as the fallout of a world divided. It brings her tears and so much pain. So we take cover from the dark, hoping to find where we can start. Oh, starlight, don't you cry, we're gonna make it right before tomorrow. Oh, starlight, don't you cry, we're gonna find a place where we belong, where we belong. And so you know, you'll never shine alone. The starlight will find a place where we belong, where we belong. You will see as the mountains fall and turn to dust, that there's one thing that won't change. I believe there is something within each of us that always stays, that will always remain as long as love never fades. Starlight, don't you cry, we're gonna make it right before tomorrow. Oh, starlight, don't you cry, we're gonna find a place where we belong. And so you know, you'll never shine alone. The starlight will find a place where we belong, where we belong. She is watching, heart aching with sorrow. She's broken as she waits.
Hey, everybody, thanks for sticking around for more of The Way We See It. That is Slash and Miles Kennedy doing Starlight. It's a great song to me. I hope you enjoyed it. That's what we use, so we'll be right back. Anyways, so we're here. We're going to keep on top of the first story that we had tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And, you know, something made that man turn around. And for me, it was money. With that being said,
Money, 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 money.
let's fucking take a listen. Listen, I have to talk to him this way because he fucking deserves it. Okay? He deserves it. Okay? We've said it for 4 years. Okay? Me, I'll argue with anybody about the man. Okay? I think he got a lot of stuff done. But this never knows when to fucking shut it. Let's take a listen, ladies and gentlemen. Next one, Donnie. Promise.
Please.
Central piece of the government's case against Donald Trump. The actual audio recording of the former president talking as if he's showing a highly classified document on U.S. war plans against Iran with people.
Now, I had to give it to CNN, guys, because CNN broke the story. You know what I mean? So I had to give it to the network that broke the tapes, I should say.
People not cleared to even know it exists, let alone what's in it. In a moment, only on CNN, you will hear what jurors will hear one day. The recording was made 2 summers ago, July 2021, at the former president's club in Bedminster, New Jersey. You will clearly hear the former president as he is speaking to several people. According to the special counsel's indictment, they include a writer working on Mark Meadows' memoir, the publisher, and 2 of Trump's staff members. The president was aware he was being recorded. This is the first time it is being played publicly.
These are bad, sick people.
That was your coup, you know, against you.
Well, it started right at the
like
beginning.
when Millie's talking about, oh, you were going to try to do a coup. No, they were trying to do that before you even were sworn in. That's right. Trying to overthrow your election.
Well, with Millie, let me see that. I'll show you an example. He said that I wanted to attack Iran. Isn't it amazing? I have a big pile of papers. This thing just came up. Look. This was him. They presented me this. This is off the record, but they presented me this. This was him. This was the Defense Department and him. Wow. We looked at some. This was him. This wasn't done by me. This was him. All sorts of stuff. It's pages long. Look. Wait a minute.
All right, let's put this aside, ladies and gentlemen, and then we're going to come back to it. Now, I'm going to start this one off with Mr. D.
Oh, wow.
Excuse me, I'm sorry, sir. And what we listened to right there, because there's more, we're going to play more. Well, we got to start. In that right there, okay, first of all, I don't understand why the DOG or whoever, if this is real, those fucking people sitting around having their fucking cognac and snorting their little fucking line of cocaine here and there and shit like that, because let's face it, fucking rich people still do cocaine, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, you know, and again, with their cognac and fucking Trump's just there, hey, look at this, man. You know what I mean? Does it sound like he's shuffling through one of those big yellow top secret things, or is he in a box? Okay, I'm going to give my answer right after Mr. D continues.
So the last name I'm wearing today is Mr. Sherman. He was a specialist.
I'm sorry.
That worked for me when I went to Iraq, man. I just wanted a real good guy, and then shit, we got separated like 10 years, and shit, we came together on Fort Bliss on a contracting job. So I'll leave it at that. Wow, CNN used to be very reputable. And Anderson, I used to watch this guy Anderson as my news instead of Hannity. But anyways, getting back off that.
D,
no, go ahead, man.
Look, me too.
Yeah. So getting back to it, I want to know who that staffer was, because she fed right into his ego.
Without a doubt. And she's a woman. Do you don't think that they're taught right away? Don't you think that they're told right away? Sorry, not taught. I apologize, everybody. Stricken that from what I said. I did not mean to say taught. Okay? Told how to act with him. You know what I mean?
And she shined him up, and he divulged it out. You know?
Right.
Do I think it's papers? I can say that's all just hearsay, man.
Right? You don't want to just give an answer.
No,
like, say if you was working for the DOG and they fucking had you listening to this, because, guys, we know they got people like this, okay? And they got you listening to this tape, all right? And you don't think that they got a guy say, look, do you think that that's shuffling from an envelope or shuffling from a box?
Is there any way you could possibly tell that these papers that you're hearing shuffle around were actually what they were talking about? It's like me holding up this cell phone and saying, look at this. I got a bar of gold here. Oh, look at this. Here, national security secrets right here. Look at this. Over here. Look. Here's an entire freaking butcher shop.
Oh, Mr. B, you can't say it like that. You can't. It's not that simple, Mr. B. You know what I mean? Come on.
And do you think for a minute that someone like Donald Trump who's gotten himself to where he isn't playing these people around.
Mr.
There is
B.
nothing that goes on that he didn't already know about. I could taste this as a bunch of hoo-ha and bullshit.
Mr. B. They got to tell the women staffers in this man's circle, you know what I mean? And to like, look, play to this man's ego, because that's what he's about. His fucking ego. Okay? About his ego. Mr. B, none of this wouldn't even be as close to being what it was to be if, yeah, he shook up the establishment. Okay, DeSantis right now is saying no, he said he was going to clean the swamp, but, he may have not got rid of a lot of them in the swamp, okay, but he fucking certainly rattled these fucking alligators in that swamp. I'll tell you that right now. Donnie?
If you're trying to use this in the court of law, you're pathetic. Because Mr. B is completely right. You could sit there and say, he's shuffling through a box. Who knows? He just might be shuffling paper. You played right into his ego. But this is nothing provable in a court of law. Do I believe he was showing secret documents? Hell yeah. It sets it to the narrative that he was showing this stuff. Can you prove it? Hell no. So where are all them females? There was more than one female in that room. There was multiple people in that room. Where was that taken exactly? Is there cameras? Is there video? Give me something better. Because if that's what you're taking this man to court on, you're wasting fucking time. And it's shame on the news networks for even trying to play it this way and trying to build this shit up. Because they know they're doing wrong.
I don't know, man.
Fucking pathetic.
I disagree. As far as it being in a court of law, I understand, Bonnie, all of that, okay? Let's try to appease to our fucking viewers a little bit. I understand all of that, and I ain't saying our viewers are dumb. I know you probably will understand it as well. But I got to say it, because maybe I don't understand it a little bit, but if I hear myself say it out loud, then maybe it'll work.
Get to speaking. Stop tapping. Let's go.
Yeah, I got you. So, again, you don't think that they have somebody like this, the DOJ, the CIA, and they're fucking listening. And they're listening.
And he's playing
because
right
let me
into
tell
it.
you something. The only reason why I'm saying, you guys can beat me up if you want about it. I don't care. I'm going to say it. Okay? Because I think, and I don't fucking need to work for the CIA, I think I could tell a difference between somebody fucking going inside a box and someone going inside a fucking envelope, a big envelope.
No, you know what that sounded like? It came out. It was like one of them round containers where the military holds maps.
Let's hear it again, D. Let's hear it again.
No, because
we got to hear it again, D.
Like Mr. B and Mr. Donnie. But yes, of course we can. But you're not going to prove nothing, man. We are not seeing it. Okay.
Oh, come on, guys.
You could,
How do you can you fucking tell me that CIA and intelligence, when you're on the ground and you're in a foreign country, you don't got fucking dudes just listening? They don't got fucking no videos in front of them.
I'm sure
they got no videos in front of them. They're listening. Donald, go.
I don't give a shit if they're in the van right outside this fucking New Jersey Golf Club or Mar-a-Lago, whatever the hell it is in Florida. I give a shit if they're right there. And if they got video.
Well, that's not true, Donnie. Because how did they create the RICO Act? How the fuck did the RICO Act get created? These mafia guys on tape talking about shit, Donnie.
But they openly admit to that. Trump does nothing to admit that he had classified information. He's saying that's secret stuff, but he doesn't. Nobody can say whether he's talking about a piece of paper he physically has or just something he knows.
Mr. B.
You can't do that from audio.
For all we know, he could have been holding up a piece of paper that said that he was going to be hosting the Chakwala of Nabubu land over at
because our viewers ain't that fucking
and saying that's a secret paper or whatever else. It could have been nothing. It could have been the Reader's Digest, for Christ's sake. What?
Listen, I said our viewers are not stupid like that.
Against you.
Well, it started right at the beginning.
Like when Millie's talking about, you were going to try to do a coup. No, they were trying to do that before you even were sworn in. That's right. Trying to overthrow your election.
Well, with
two women. One was talking and another one said that's right. Correct?
Yeah,
See,
they
you're
said
not
something
even
like
fucking
that.
listening.
I am
Listen.
listening. They said something like that, Blaze.
Listen, please.
Well, it started right at the
Like
beginning.
when Millie's talking about, oh, you were going to try to do a coup. No, they were trying to do that before you even were sworn in. That's right. Trying to overthrow your election.
Well, with Millie, let me see that. I'll show you an example. He said that I wanted to attack Iran. Isn't it amazing? I have a big pile of papers. This thing just came up. Look. This was him. They presented me this. This is off the record, but they.
And it just so happens that the fucking speech, the closed caption says papers shuffling.
Hey, but Blaze,
Yeah.
but hold up. Hey, we
Yep.
got the echoing thing fixed. Awesome,
Yep,
man.
yeah, I had
Awesome,
to do some
Blaze.
reading. Had to do some reading. Go ahead.
No, bro.
I know that's a big deal. I appreciate it, brother.
No, bro, that's real good. He was handed some papers because he does make that comment. It's like, hand that to me.
Right.
You know, so was there another person? I'm pretty sure the females weren't holding it, but Izzy probably was. But we can't say. We just can't say, man.
But he also says, look at this. This just came up when these papers are shuffling. Are you going to tell me that he just happens to pick up a pile full of papers out of a box of God knows what, and it just happens to fall open to exactly what they're talking about?
Mr. Sherman.
Thank you, Mr. Blaze, man. I want to come forward on this, on my support for the president, Donald Trump. I was really hating on him coming on reelected, and please let me finish, and I'll yield any proper time back. But this is so sad what Joe Biden and his DOJ and Marlin are doing to this man. It's a political witch hunt, man. And Ron DeSanctimonious, if you haven't heard the Brett Baer interview with Donald Trump, you will get a real good feeling of what old Governor Ron is all about. But getting back to Trump, I can't even talk because I possibly may be going on a jury, and I don't want to be, Peace out. I'm done.
Whatever, Demas. You know what you're trying to say. You're trying to say that he's illegal and he's all this other stuff and he ain't good for you, United States. Yes, no, he's not. But yes, I can't.
Donnie,
I can't argue the fact.
Donnie, I got lost, bro. Start over again, please.
Well, I can't argue the fact that you want to say he's not good for the country. He's worth of shit. He's not going to be president. I get it. Was he showing us some stuff that was actually Iran, or was he showing us some bullshit? We don't know. That's why I say the videos, the audio files are worthless to me. If I'm on that jury or I'm that judge, I'm like, this is not even evidence. Get this the fuck out of here.
Donnie,
right?
Donnie, are we talking about the 45th or Governor DeSantis?
We're talking about Trump. We're talking about Trump. Talking about Trump. He's not good. But here's the thing. Everything that the Democrats are doing right now does nothing but build his case to let him walk free. Trump is smart. He doesn't talk about, he never openly admits to shit. Hell, he couldn't even give an opinion on abortion to the one CNN people. It took him 2 weeks just to get some half-ass bullshit. He's not going to admit to anything. They're not going to get anything honest, dude. So you want to sit here in the White House and everybody else and say it's not a campaign smear? What other reason do you have to keep going forward like this? What other reason do you have other than to go after your political enemy? I don't see any other logical explanation.
But that is,
let's
is
hear
that
it.
right?
Let's hear it.
Oh, okay.
They presented me this. This was him. This was the Defense Department and him. Wow. We looked at some. This was him. This wasn't done by me. This was him. All sorts of stuff. It's pages long. Look. Wait a minute. Let's see here. Look at that.
Yeah.
I just found, isn't that amazing? This totally wins my case,
Mm-hmm.
Except it is like highly confidential, secret. This is secret information. But look at this. You attack and
Trump, secret. This is secret information. Look. Look at this. You
If you
attacked.
believe an ounce of this stuff, you've got to be out of your bleeding mind.
Yeah,
Listen, Mr. B, I gotta sit here and I gotta believe what I think that I'm hearing. Okay, because I understand, Mr. B. I'm a conservative. Okay, but I'm not gonna fucking sit here and if this was a Democrat online, you'd be sitting there and probably having a shit more ton to say. And what I used to get told all the time, every time I tried to defend Trump, you know what I mean, is like, you'll believe anything this guy says, and
No.
he's saying it here. I don't give a shit if the fucking tape's admissible in court or not. He's still saying it. You know what I mean? This is secret information. Look at this. You attacked and,
Again, what is it he had in his hand? Was it actually secret information? Was it stuff that was dummy stuff that was supposed to look like secret information?
Okay. So you want me and the fucking viewers that are tuning into this program right now to say that he had something else up and he just decided he wanted to talk about this shit with his staffers? You think people are fucking that dumb? And I understand as far as court, him getting away with it, whatever. That's the whole thing. But I'm talking about his fucking his base, and his people to vote for him again. You know what I mean? And for me, I don't fucking want 4 years of this guy constantly throwing fucking his foot in his mouth. And it kills me because I do believe he did a good job when he was president as far as getting shit done. And the American people don't know what he got done because it was never put on fucking television what he got done. No media talked about what he got done. Okay? So, I mean,
They sabotaged him every step along the way.
I don't know. Are you saying the tape is edited?
No, I'm not talking about the tape. I'm just talking about what the media did for 4 years to this man.
Well,
in
we are
his
talking about the
presidency.
tape,
They
Mr.
sabotaged him every step along the way, doing anything and
And we
everything
know
to come out
that.
and say that he did Russian collusion and problems
Right,
with
all
prostitutes
false.
and whatever else.
Yep, all false. You're absolutely right. I think the panel agrees that it came out. It's true. It was bullshit. They spied on his fucking campaign. I mean, these people should be in jail. It's an outrage. It absolutely is an outrage.
And now
right?
they're waving another red herring with this. I mean, come on, Christ's sake.
All right, we're gonna finish it up and then we're gonna talk about it some more.
Hillary would print that out all the time,
She'd send
Private
it,
email.
no, she'd send it to
Yeah.
Anthony Weiner,
Yeah.
the pervert. By the way, isn't that incredible? Though?
Yeah.
I was just saying, because we were talking about it. And, he said he wanted to attack Iran and what? These are the
You did.
papers.
It's pretty,
This was done by the military, given to me. I think we can.
This was done by the military, given to me.
Yeah, he's not gonna sit down and say, where he's gonna put his units on the field. He has no clue what to do. That's why you get a millie. He's there for the approval process.
Right, but hey,
he's going to sign it.
According to my other two panels, he could be opening up a fucking can of cola. And saying, "Oh, by the way, this is
Blaze,
what you gave me." Oh,
Blaze, I'm sorry.
Let me finish, and I promise everybody gets their time. It's almost over.
Probably, right?
I don't know. We'll have to see. Yeah, we'll have to try to
Declassify.
figure out
See, as president, I could have declassified
Yeah.
it. Now I can't, but this is
Now
classified.
we have a problem.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
It's so cool. I mean, it's so. Look, we here and I have, and you probably almost didn't believe me, but now you believe me.
No, I believe
It's
you.
incredible, right?
No,
Hey, bring
they
some
never had a
cokes in,
forwarded
please.
one.
George,
Oh, why did he say there was staffer? You think we could declassify this? Because he says this wasn't declassified. He's not the president no more, so this one I can't declassify. And then if you read it, he says it like softly. He goes, "Well, do you think we can?" She's like, "I don't know. We'll have to see about that if it's the former fucking president." And in her mind, she's like, "Wow, what the fuck?" I'll save you a little bit for Mr. I'll save you a little bit for last, Mr. B, because we know it's going to be all love and sunshines when it comes over to you. Donnie, go ahead,
No,
buddy.
Demas was Demas.
No,
Demas, I'm
no,
sorry.
no. Go ahead, guy. Go ahead,
Oh
Donnie.
no, that is absolute. Like I said, that's not worth a shit to me. I'm just like whatever. He's showing off. He could be handing papers from some. Okay, they gave you a plan on attacking Iran. Doesn't mean it was a. Was it plan one? Was it plan five? Because I remember, the plan, up order plan, doing some of that and staff stuff. Yeah, you don't make just one plan. You make multiple. So, yeah, whatever, right? I don't care about that. The interesting thing I want to know is they said something about, oh, Hillary send it all the time. And Trump didn't say it. The staffers said that. So did she work on the staff for Hillary? Because if she did, well, we can figure out, say, some staffers and figure out who's on the fucking list there to comment size, right? Because if you got somebody and you said it was sent via an email, then you should be able to track that digitally. Just saying. But we're going to prosecute
Mr.
Trump? Come
Sherman.
on.
No, I'm good. Go ahead, Mr. B. I've been waiting for you, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I see this entire thing as nothing more than a damn political red herring. Enough. Every time we turn around, they're throwing something else. Oh, Donald Trump did this. Donald Trump did that. He didn't color classify it. He had secret papers. He did this. He did that. Blah, blah, blah. Enough of this crap. It means nothing. This isn't some conspiracy against the United States. He's not releasing documents like this idiot kid did, who had these super clearances because he freaking knew how to clean a computer or some damn thing or whatever else. This is nothing more than a political red herring. It's enough. And yes, I'll make no secret of it. When the election comes along, if he's on the ballot, I'm casting my ballot for him because I believe in the man. Yeah, okay, maybe he's an idiot. Maybe he says things that people don't like to hear. I don't give a fiddler's fart about that. What I care about is, can this guy do the job right or not? And I believe yes. He was the most sane, capable, competent president that we've seen in probably the last 2 decades.
Well,
certainly a hell of a lot better
for me
than Carter ever
Mr.
was.
B. Mr. B, except for some of the things that you said, I was the same way as you, man. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I used to have to explain to these guys all the time. You should have heard some of the fucking back and forths we had, because I was the same way, man. I was be like, until after a while, you watch it, you see it, you watch it, you see it. And, after a while, you can't defend what of a good job he did because he keeps fucking talking.
I don't give a shit that he talks. He gets the job done. How is that hard for people to understand?
It's more than that.
Seriously.
Let me ask you this. How do you think he's going to get the job done in these next 4 years when the first 4 years he had to fight Democrats tooth and nail? What do you think is going to happen? Because a lot of those same Democrats and some of them same dumbass Republicans that don't like him are in the fucking Congress and the House and all that shit now. So that's
because
all
when he comes back,
but hold on.
he ain't going to be so nice.
He doesn't need to be nice. It doesn't matter if he's nice. The problem is that they don't pass law. They don't legislate because they're too busy bitching and moaning trying to get him out of office.
Exactly.
That hurts us.
Everything was pretty
much doesn't happen, and that is how he doesn't get the job done. He might get a few big things, but he doesn't get shit done that is longevity, and that will take us into another decade. He won't get that shit done. And he's a damn disrespectful, egotistical piece of shit that doesn't know how to be of any kind of culture when he goes outside of his fucking Margo or his little fucking beach house, his little golf house. That is not America needs as a leader. I'm sorry. Can't have that shit. Give me the plum. Go, Demons, go.
No, man. I'm hot. Let me get a little, we could take a poll I would really like to submit a poll. The poll would read, should we try Mr. B? Mr. D out of Hayes County, Kyle, Texas, as a House representative, go for the gusto as a senator. Mr. Donald.
No.
I'm telling you, his wife cleans him up, trims him up. He looks good in a suit, guys.
Who?
You're
about
lost.
me.
You're lost.
Talking
You're
about
lost.
Mr. B fucking with me.
No,
Hell
it's no. The point I want to make, Donnie. I know you're frustrated. I am frustrated. I do have a little love for Trump, but when it comes to the military, and I don't want to get it in with you, Mr. B, right now. He doesn't show the utmost respect, man, and neither does Joe Biden. And that's very important to me. No, but getting back to what Donnie said, I know it's all from the Democrats, and I don't wish them no bad health, but I don't want them back in. It's that 4 years. What did Mr. Trump do? If he wasn't impeached, how much he was going to do? You don't think they're going to do that same bullshit again, Mr. B, with that man? And I'm not offended how he talks at times. I'm married to a Hispanic lady, and my father, God rest his soul, he says, baby girl, I don't know how you married to this Trump lover. I would have divorced him. But no, I really I really like Trump, and I feel bad for him. And with the Ron DeSantis thing that I found out, Ron DeSantis went to Donald Trump, the 45th president of the United States, with his poll numbers in the 30s. Trump even invited him to Alabama. We can go look at the tapes where Trump brings Mr. DeSantis up. And now DeSantis wants to screw Trump and mess up the whole process because, Trump should be the leading Republican. But then you got all these other guys, they're all thinking, is he going to make this time? Because if he survives, all you're looking at is Donald Trump's cabinet. That's all you're looking at.
Right. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, stick around for more of The Way We See It, because I'll tell you, when we come back, we jumped on the Republicans a little bit, and we're going to fucking totally jump on crackhead Hunter Biden when we come back to The Way We See It right here after this quick break. It's about 4 minutes long.
In the distance, light years from tomorrow, far beyond yesterday. She is watching, heart aching with sorrow. She is broken as she waits, hoping when all is said and done, we learn to love and be as one. Oh, starlight, don't you cry, we're gonna make it right before tomorrow.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Way We See It right here, 6/27/2023. It's a Tuesday night, and this is what me and the fellas do on a Tuesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. right here on the FFN network. Now, look, that being said, right, we sat here and, we talked about the almost Russian coup, okay? And, we let our feelings known about Trump. We played the tape, that everybody's been listening to. Everybody's heard it, And if you haven't, you probably heard it now, fucking listening to this show, right? Anyways, we love all these that are tuning in right now. So, look, we just got to go and we got to see what Hunter's up to, right? It's only fair. It's only fair. That being said, here's a listen.
Attorney General Merrick Garland pushing back on claims that his Department of Justice interfered with the investigation into Hunter Biden. Watch.
Mr. Weiss, who was appointed by President Trump as the U.S. Attorney in Delaware and assigned this matter during the previous administration. I don't know how it would be possible for anybody to block him from bringing a prosecution, given that he has this authority.
He has no idea how it could have been blocked. Well, so he's denying allegations that there was slow walking or unwillingness to look into particular aspects of the Hunter Biden investigation. Of course, he has to. This is his agency. Now, this is after IRS whistleblowers alleged this week that they, along with U.S. Attorney David Weiss, were hamstrung by the Department of Justice, and investigators were dissuaded from interviewing key members of the Biden family. This is Gary Shapley, who was one of those whistleblowers that came out and said, we were not allowed to do our jobs. And this new reporting indicates that the first son was at his father's home when he sent that shocking text over WhatsApp to his Chinese business partner, trying to invoke his father's name to pressure that man, an influential businessman who's with ties to the CCP, to fulfill a commitment, which we learn later is money, and to an account linked to Hunter Biden, and they later received $5 million. Just days later, a total of more than $17 million was received over 5 years. So how deep does this go? Joining us now with reaction is New York Post reporter John Levine.
All right, so there you have it. We'll bring the boys back. Mr. B, Mr. Donnie, I don't know if he drowned in his swimming pool or whatever, but he's around somewhere. And Mr. Sherman. I'm going to let you break this one open there, Mr. Donnie.
What do you want me to break open? They talk a lot in past tense, like the investigation's over now.
Yeah, bro.
But yet nobody can find anything. I can't find anything on what the plea deal all entailed. Did you guys find anything?
No. No paperwork on a plea deal or what it was about. What did they say it was about, though?
It was 2 tax violations and then 1 registering the weapon, getting a weapon from a known. He was a felon at the time, or he was ingesting crack cocaine a lot, and that's one of the questions.
Yeah.
Are you a drug addict? Not in them terms.
Yeah, they have used drugs. Yeah, he lied on a government firearm, document, and they're going to get him on 2 tax frauds for 5 years. This is all we got was 2 misdemeanors because now you're saying the other guy says I don't know. I didn't know I had that kind of authority. So what? Are you going to go after him now? Is it still open like you said, or what's the deal? Because now I'm really confused on what's going on, man.
I think they're trying to do that on purpose too, Donnie, to confuse the masses.
Yeah, that's.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to say it that way, but this Merrick Garland guy, just remember, this guy was going to go under Obama as a Supreme Court justice. And the Republicans, McConnell, stonewalled this guy, and thank God he did, man. And I just want to talk something about Merrick Garland. And I tried my best, just for the simple fact I've been around a lot of different people, and watching him talk and react to situations, and he sounds like he's got a nervous tick in his voice, man. Like he knows it's fucking frivolous, and he's trying his best to fucking speak loud and clearly and quick. And that's all I have.
Yeah, but I just don't see how you cannot say that the Department of Justice has been, it's not weaponized. No, don't sound like it.
Yeah,
you could have fooled me. You fooled me because everything I see, everything I hear says you're weaponized, and you're a pawn in a bigger game.
Everybody who has a brain in their head and they're cognizant of what's going on around them can see that there's a two-tiered system of justice here in the United States. And we're seeing exactly what's going on. They're going to turn around and pass these things off as misdemeanors, and they're going to turn around, oh, well, okay, well, he's served his penance and so forth, and that's it. Now we're going to move forward and just sweep it under the rug and placate it and pass it off, whatever else, as if nothing happened. They're just going to take and bury this thing, and there ain't going to be jack shit anybody in the world is going to be able to do about it. Why? Because it's the left wing that has taken everything that has our entire nation by the kishkas and is turning around and shoving it up our ass. Okay? I'm not pulling any punches here. I'm not going to fuck around anymore, boys. These people are shitting all over us, and we've got no way of turning around and stopping it.
Yeah.
Whoa.
No, and
you can't get them worked up. You can't get them worked up.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
Get them worked up.
No, and you know what concerns me? What Mr. B just said. You got to have a brain, and I'm pretty sure 80% of the Americans do have a brain. But what I wouldn't say scares me. What I'm hoping not happen. In a real world, Trump could beat Biden right now, tomorrow, and in 2 years. But what concerns me is the voting. And Biden's just walking into this campaign like he's a gunslinger, gun-toting. And I don't trust the voting system if them two pair off. But if Robert Kennedy comes up with Trump, I would feel a lot. I wouldn't vote for Kennedy. I'd vote for Trump. But if Kennedy was to get it, I'd be, we have somebody with a brain. I think they will block Trump. They will do some stupid shit with the voting again, man, because it doesn't make sense to me now, and it didn't then, and it sure the hell ain't going to make sense to me in a year and a half from now. And I yield back my time, gentlemen.
That's going to be the people that go after the presidency. It's going to be Trump and Biden. I don't think anybody else is going to make it, man, because they're going to keep going after Trump, and they're just going to build his base.
Yes.
And they're going to come with this frivolous little bullshit videos like Blaze shown earlier about and try to bake it into law or reality, and they're going to try to paint that picture. And then everybody else that, like I told you a couple weeks ago, Demas, I was on the fence. Yeah. Now I'm on the other side of the fence. Like, you guys are just going after this dude because you're scared. Yeah, and all they do is build a bigger base. But Mr. B is completely right in saying it's the far left that are going to get this two-tier justice system, and they're gonna it's okay because your daddy so and so, and everybody else got to pay a price. No, that shit ain't gonna work very long. I think people would be willing to revolt on that shit too.
And I just want
this agenda. It's gonna lead to a fucking civil war.
Right. I got to pop.
No, hang on, Blaze.
Here. We went back to Trump here.
Not supposed to be on Trump. God damn it.
Go ahead,
bro. But no, and just to add on, don't feelings. Remember, Blaze, feelings. Yeah, where there's smoke, there's a lot of smoke around Biden, and where there's smoke, Donnie, you told me it all the time. There's fire, and I know there's fire there.
Yeah. Oh, we know there's fire there, but what's going to be done about it? Not a fucking thing. But Trump, they're going to keep him up, and they're going to throw the book at this dude this week every chance they get. It's ridiculous. Somebody got to tell the truth. Either Wise got to come and step forward and say, hey, I'm gonna keep going with this investigation, and this is what we agreed to, or Garland need to say it's closed. But you got to give us something. There's no way. There's just no way you can say that it's okay for 2 felony misdemeanors and a gun charge, no jail time, and you're still saying about all this other shit. You got videotape of him having guns and smoking crack at the same time. You got videotape. You got actual videotape of this dude breaking crimes. You got him on audio.
Donnie,
Since you want to use audio, Blaze, but he has it on text message.
What about the uncontrovertible evidence of the damn laptop?
Exactly. That's where some of the other stuff on the pistols with the crack use and the hookers and the child pornography that they were saying there was some of that maybe on that laptop. Where'd all that go? You can't tell me all that's going to accumulate into 2 misdemeanors and the gun charge, no jail time, go live on, daddy's house in Delaware or the White House and wear a damn bracelet? No way, no fucking way in hell. And if that's what happens, then there should be impeachment on Garland and that white dude. His job needs to be replaced as well. Ain't no way in hell you agree to that kind of plea deal. Come on.
And it's we're going to talk. I'm going to talk about the 2-tier level of justice here. Why Kodiak Black? Do we know who that is?
Negative.
He's a black rapper. He's in about the top 50. Anyways, he had the same offense that Hunter Biden did, and he did a couple of years in the can. Where's Al Sharpton crying this? Where's Jesse Jackson crying on this travesty of justice, man?
Because they
the lady of justice, she's supposed to be equal.
Yeah, lady justice
blind.
Is supposed to be wide open. Now she's blind.
And her sword is double-edged.
Okay, but the reason Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton ain't out there is because Donald Trump pardoned that dude, and there's no monetary value for them. What value is it for them to go and share and stand up for,
They're always talking about equal rights.
Else.
They're always talking about equal rights, Donnie.
But it's equal rights as long as it's beneficial to those of color. That's what their equal rights are.
Yeah, but usually...
So just take that with a grain of salt, and that's what they attack. They only attack stuff that they know they benefit from. That's how they operate. So going and sticking up and saying about, Hunter should go down, that does nothing for them. Nothing. No, probably hurts them more and helps them.
No, but they could start a gigantic movement in the right way. They tried it with George Floyd. I mean, look what that happened. They gave us the summer of love.
Yeah, they gave 3 ladies 6 houses.
Yeah. Let's hear this clip here, boys. I want to know your thoughts from this freeze frame. Talk about that later. Okay, is everybody ready?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
The IRS whistleblower Gary Shapley, since he spoke with lawmakers last month. A lead investigator in the Hunter Biden case tells CBS's Jim Axelrod that he felt the president's son received preferential treatment, and in a stunning claim, says that he was blocked from pursuing leads that could have led to the president himself.
If this was any other person, they likely would have already served their sentence.
Gary Shapley was a lead IRS supervisory agent in Operation Sportsman, the investigation into Hunter Biden. Shapley said he uncovered conduct that warranted more serious charges.
There were personal expenses that were taken as business expenses. Prostitutes, sex club memberships, hotel rooms for purported drug dealers.
How much did Hunter Biden owe in taxes?
So from 20...
You see his expression on his face? Watch the reporter like, really? This is possible?
That were taken as business expenses. Prostitutes, sex club members.
Him? Huh? Prostitutes? How is that possible?
Ships, hotel rooms for purported drug dealers.
How much did Hunter Biden owe in taxes?
So from 2014 to 2019, it was $2.2 million.
The back taxes were paid off, and last week, the Trump-appointed U.S. Attorney in Delaware, David Weiss, reached an agreement with Hunter Biden. The president's son would admit to a firearm charge and plead guilty for his failure to pay taxes. If a judge signs off, the deal means no jail time.
Testimony we have just released details a lack of U.S. Attorney independence.
And Shapley told lawmakers that U.S. Attorney Weiss was blocked from bringing stronger charges. But U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland said last week that Weiss was not.
I'd say he was given complete authority to make all decisions on his own.
I documented exactly what happened, and it doesn't seem to match what the Attorney General or the U.S. Attorney are saying today.
Shapley provided lawmakers this contemporaneous email he wrote after an October meeting last year. Shapley says Weiss told him the opposite, that Weiss is not the deciding person on whether charges are filed.
It was just shocking to me.
Shapley, who is still working for the IRS, told us that even before President Biden took office, he was directed to avoid leads involving Hunter's father.
There were certain investigative steps that we weren't allowed to take that could have led us to President Biden.
And you wanted to take them?
We needed to take them.
And you weren't allowed to take them?
That's correct.
It is important to point out that at that point in Shapley's investigation, Donald Trump...
See, now here comes that bullshit. You know what I mean? You try to give another network a shot. You know what I mean? And this leads right to who?
Well, let it play.
It is important to point out that at that point in Shapley's investigation, Donald Trump was still president, and his Attorney General, William Barr, had rules in place that may have limited what Shapley could pursue. The U.S. Attorney's Office in Delaware had no comment. As for Hunter Biden, his attorneys did not respond to us, but he said before in a statement that he is taking responsibility for mistakes he made during a period of turmoil in his life. Nora?
Jim Axelrod, thank you.
Are you?
What a load of complete and utter horse shit.
Period of turmoil.
Go, Mr.
Period of turmoil.
On top of all the rest of this, they're again trying to turn it around on the previous administration, which has nothing to do with anything at all.
Well, they're saying that he was president, and they were saying that he had like some clause in the IRS tax or something. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So they're saying that Trump, it was Trump's fault. He had this clause in the fucking IRS or something. Go ahead, Donnie.
Okay, you can say that Trump had them clauses in the play, and he could play that off and say, I had those clauses in the play because I didn't want anybody to think I was going after my opponent. He could play that off so easy. So that's a political move for Trump, whatever. I don't give a shit. What happened then? As statute limitations ran out on some of that shit, that's what some of the whistleblowers are saying. But if it hasn't, well, are those rules in place today? Because if they're not, then go ahead and follow those leads and tell us where they come from or what they turn out to be. Go down the little the little brick road or whatever.
Yeah.
Go down the vein and see where it ends.
And this dude still works for the IRS.
Well, does he not have some authority? Well, hey, smart guy, you knew how to find it then. Here's your new job. There you go.
That's what I'm saying. Now, look, everything's out here. Now go after Mr. D, Mr. Sherman.
Right. Not Peabody, Mr. B. I was talking with Mr. Donnie the other day, and we were talking about showing proof of location where Biden and Joe was at times.
You're gonna kill me.
Why, man? Go ahead.
We're gonna jump into our last break, and then we'll hit this.
Okay, no problem.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in about 4 minutes.
distance, light years from tomorrow, far beyond yesterday. She is watching, heart aching with sorrow. She is broken as she waits, hoping when all is said and done, we learn to love and be as one. Oh, starlight, don't you cry, we're gonna make it right before tomorrow. Oh, starlight, don't you cry, we're gonna find a place where we belong, where we belong. And so you know, you'll never shine alone. There are shadows deep in the horizon that leave us scared and so afraid. As the fallout of a world divided, it brings her tears and so much pain. So we take cover from the dark, hoping to find where we can start. Oh, starlight, don't you cry, we're gonna make it right before tomorrow. Oh, starlight, don't you cry, we're gonna find a place where we belong, where we belong. And so you know, you'll never shine alone. The starlight will find a place where we belong, where we belong. You will see as the mountains fall and turn to dust, that there's one thing that won't change. I believe there is something within each of us that always stays, that will always remain as long as love never fades. Starlight, don't you cry, we're gonna make it right before tomorrow. Oh, starlight, don't you cry, we're gonna find a place where we belong. And so you know, you'll never.
All right, everybody, and we are back for the last half hour of The Way We See It right here on the FFN network. Mr. D, hi, Mr. D. There we go. Hi, Mr. B from Jesse Lawler.
Very nice lady, way up in the Wallaboro, Maine, out in the cold area. Hello back to her, Jessie. She's a lady you may remember we had as a guest panelist on my program
Oh,
weeks
yes.
ago.
Yes.
And she's
Yes.
been She's been following and
Yes,
spreading
she was
the good word.
very informant. You know what? I might ask her to come on here with the boys.
She would be an incredible addition.
You know, we'd have to give that a shot now, won't we? Now, getting back to that, whatever there, Hunter Biden. D, you was on getting ready to say your piece about it, and I had to interrupt you for a break.
And from the grace of the good old Lord, I just remembered, so I won't look like a big time idiot. But
Hey, I gotta tell you though, buy Canada Dry.
Why?
Huh?
Why? Refreshing, a lot of bubbles, give us why a reason we should buy Canada.
Why buy Canada Dry? I'll
Yes.
tell you right now, okay? Especially where you guys are right now. It's from the Coca-Cola company, and Canada Dry is one of the best ginger ales out there. All right? Because I'll tell you, when it's 119 out there in Texas, you want to crack open this can of ginger ale and get that crispiness. That sound like
Oh my gosh,
this,
are
like
you
this,
auditioning for a commercial or
like
something? What the
that.
hell?
You hear that? And
What did I
then
walk into?
I hear a heat stroke coming. Drinking
now
ginger ale and 110.
there's nothing wrong with having a little bit of JD in here as well.
Hey, so to
well, it's not Canada Dry anymore.
Hey, so what I really foresee happening here in the near future, and before Biden's term comes to an end, and this is just me thinking out of the box. I mean, you guys can interpret the way you want. I really foresee Joe Biden pardoning his son and stopping all shit, and then resign under this fire that we're all seeing, and then Kamala come in. This got to happen quick. They impeach her ass, and McCarthy steps in as president. But the gentleman I spoke with, he says we don't have enough of time for that, and he's probably right, and he's looking at me right now. But I really believe Biden's going to resign, man. Come on, the liberal media networks are starting to cover him, and yeah, they do the if and but with candy and nuts. What a party we have, but that party's going to catch up, man. It really is.
Biden will never resign. They'll pass him off as, he's got early onset Alzheimer's, and that's why he leaves office. But he will not resign.
But he would have to resign to do that. Don't matter what for.
Well,
he leaves for medical purposes. He's unfit for medical reasons. Then he doesn't resign that way. You play it off some shit like that. That way he comes out positive saying, I just felt like I couldn't do it anymore, and I go talk to him, and we had to make that grasp decision for the betterment of America, and how we're going to be great as a party, Democrats, and we're going to see you in the White House again, and blah, blah, blah. And play some bullshit like that if they have to.
Yeah. So Mr. Jesse says it's not going to happen. Biden will stay till election.
So TBD, to be determined.
Yes, to be determined. Look, nothing's gonna. Look, Mr. B, it's just like the manifest, buddy. You know what I mean? It's like magic. It's like, here, we have it. Hunter's laptop. See, here we have it, but it's gonna go away.
All this shit is gonna go away, and that's the problem. There's no fucking accuracy. The two-tier shit, like Mr. B and Demas said. There can't be two standards. There can't be, you're standing because you're daddy's little boy, and your daddy's the president, you're who this and that. No, there's one fucking standard. You break the law, you don't. Hold each other accountable. I just don't understand why his little ass was up at Camp David. What is his purpose in Camp David? With his dad. And who else was in that motherfucker?
That's a good point, Donnie. Why isn't that being talked about?
And when Biden's talking to all these world leaders in Europe, like the NATO Secretary General and all these bigwigs there, was Hunter in the room too? Just saying, that's a conflict of big time interest. I believe that'd be security interest. and you're letting a known felon that just got basically
Convicted.
pardoned. Yeah, convicted. I want to say pardoned though, but I know I'm wrong.
Yeah.
You're gonna let him around that shit still? Come on.
Yeah.
You got one consideration, boys. You got one consideration nobody's talked about. What if this thing all goes up before the judge, and the judge turns around and says, "You know what? All this paperwork is bullshit, and I'm not accepting these plea bargains."
But that could very well still happen. We don't know that. That's the thing I was asking earlier. But the way they talk right now in the news and Garland and everybody else, they talk in past tense like the case is over.
Yeah.
They talk a lot in past tense. Had, not has. He said had the authority. Not has the authority. Those are the things that get me the most. Like, it's over, and this is what it came out to.
And I know there's a big thing, a separation of church and state, but that judge that's got to hand that sentence, because that judge is going to get that recommendation, right? And them talking in that past tense is already screwing up that judge's, his train of thought and how he should go. He's being heavily influenced already, and what they're doing, Garland and them, is prepping the American community when the judge says, boom, yep, I agree. That's all they're doing. They're prepping. I've had a lot of leaders in this shit I did for a while, and their response was, when they didn't want to take that, I told them, guys. I told them. Accountability.
There is the chance, albeit slim. There is the chance that the judge could have his wits about him and say, "You know what? I'm not buying this crap." And the media, that's turned around and said, "Well, this is what's going to happen," can stop it. And the judge can say, "You know what? I'm going to hold you to this, and I'm going to give you this as a sentence or whatever. Or if you don't take this thing, you are going to go to trial."
What kind of influence is on this judge?
No, and that's the DOJ's already influencing the shit out of this judge. And they're not supposed to do that, man. They are not.
But my point to that was, you think this judge is just like, he's caving, he's folding towards the left because Trump's not president or anything like that, and he's like, "Oh, Trump appointed me, so." But but Trump's in a lot of shit right now. Blah blah blah. Da da da. Maybe I need to I don't know, get some points from the left or whatever situation. You understand what I'm saying? Whoever is lining the judge's pocket at the time. That's what Jesse says.
Score one for Jess Lawler.
Of course, have we not seen that with the Supreme Court justices and all the luxury stuff that's coming out with them? Well, guess who was lining their pockets when they made decisions? So,
right, but they all done it though.
Yes, they all do it. They claim they're by ethics. What ethics? Is whoever's lining my pocket ethic or what?
Donnie, I'm not trying to fight with you, bro. I'm just saying.
Well, Blaze,
what's her name? What's her name? The God rest her soul, the woman that passed away to justice. What's her name? Ruth Gates.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah, she was going on vacations and taking lavish trips from people and shit too. They all do it.
Blaze.
They all do it.
Blaze. And you said they all do it, but the media is only reporting on two.
Right. And
Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito.
Right.
Clarence Thomas, he's walking on shady ground, shady footing.
Shady ground, yeah.
Yeah, his wife is. Ooh,
that'd
be a show in itself.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. Because he beat that fucking, that whole fucking with his staffer, the woman there that accused him of shit. You know what I mean?
So if I'm correct, the plea agreement has been done. All they're waiting for now is the judge to approve or go higher up on the sentencing, correct?
I guess so. That's what we're waiting on. So.
Okay. Well, like
Miss Jesse, I guess y'all can't tell me the government isn't corrupt. It's very much corrupt. Yeah, we mentioned that quite
nice.
a bit
Be
on this
nice.
show. Everybody lines their pocket. You know what I mean? Look at AOC now. What's she worth right now? I think last time I checked, it was like a $1.8 million.
Hey,
That
but
was her.
From
That
somebody who couldn't afford bus fare to get to Washington.
that was her net. That's her net worth now. I mean, you could check it. I believe it was 1.8. We talked about this, and we said we were going to keep an eye on it. You know what I mean? And it's already up to that amount. And what does she make a year? What does the congressperson make a year?
I don't know.
Oh,
Six figures.
170. No,
174,000,
174.
right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think the speaker gets paid that, Mr. B. He's the only one that gets paid
Okay,
a little
thank
more
you.
higher. But yeah, man.
Donnie, you're sitting too quiet.
I'm reading something about ABC News about federal judge on Wednesday set a court date of July 26th for Hunter Biden to make his initial court appearance related to the plea deal he agreed to Tuesday following a 5-year Justice Department investigation.
Okay. So
So
he didn't even make the fucking deal yet. This is all
No, it's the attorney general and the defense attorney came up with this plea. Now they've all agreed to the terms on the plea. Now they got to bring it up to the judge, and judge
yeah.
stamps on it. Or I hope he has Mr. B's
Why?
mentality that day and put him in front of a shot.
Well, it's first
Why is the AG involved in this case?
it's their
Because
federal.
Huh?
no, because that's President Biden's personal attorney. Go ahead, Donnie.
Yeah, but there's federal charges against him. This is coming from the Judge Mary Ellen Norica. She's a district court judge for the District of Delaware. You know, after she was assigned a case, I guess she was assigned something to say, go over the plea deal or whatever. So she set it for July. So I guess maybe we won't know shit till the end of next month.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Everyone's hoping he keeps the plea deal. You know? Maybe he's fucking crying to daddy, even more. You know?
No, that's
And picture Hunter on his knees. Okay, everybody, put this in your mind, crying, daddy, no. And Joe is like so mad that he wants to smack him and say, look, you got to stop doing this stupid shit, my son, in your life, blah blah blah. And Joe comes down to give him a smack, and Joe's so withered, you know what I mean, all broken down. And when he hits Hunter in the head, they put it in slow motion, and it's like Biden actually hits a fly on the way down. The fly just shakes its head like, what the fuck? You got no power? You know what I'm saying?
No,
I mean,
no, I can't believe that. That
no,
sounds that right there sounds like somebody's buying time for something. Because if you had your plea deal and you already knew it, what do you need to look at?
hey,
What else do you need to
right.
look at?
They should have fucking, okay, come in here next week.
Got a couple more tracks.
We'll put it
tracks.
down.
How about
You're
that?
buying time.
Yeah, that Bobolinsky dude that first came out was a business associate with Hunter Biden. Fox is the only one that gave him a time of day. Everybody else squashed him. He'll come out. He'll come out again here soon. I hope to God he does.
All right. So the game plan here is nothing's going to happen pretty much with Hunter. I think they think that maybe they will. Hunter get the 6 months house arrest or whatever the fucking situation may be, and then they'll be like, well, that story's done with because I don't know where the laptop went.
I got a question. So if I'm a prosecuting attorney and I'm looking into the Biden's case and I'm having a hard time putting them at locations where the crime happened and stuff, wouldn't it be easy and I'm asking you if I can do this now. Wouldn't it be easy for me to subpoena the Secret Service? Because I know they keep detailed logs. I know they do.
They have to.
Yeah, analysis of a situation. Because if Joe wants to go in another room, okay, President, you got 2 minutes here, and they're calling this up, and it's getting all recorded, man, in their earpiece. And that's I don't know if it's possible. That's the question I'm asking.
So you're saying that the Secret Service are plugged into the phone system, so someone calls
No,
the room?
no. They probably are there too, Blaze. But the point I'm trying to make is, the Bidens have traveled a lot of places: Ukraine, China, God knows where else.
Yes.
Doing these shady dealings, and we all know it, man.
Right, and there's a Secret Service detail that has to be on the president's ass at all times.
Even when he's as vice president too, when the
Yes,
majority of
yeah,
this shit
yeah,
happened,
yeah,
man.
yeah. And who knows? He probably became friends with some of those guys when he was vice president, and he brought them up for protection. Now he's president. You know what I mean?
I don't.
The guys that knew the shitty shit, the deals he was doing all the time, anyways.
I don't think they know, and I don't think they care to know either. Their sole purpose is this security. That is it.
I don't know.
Now,
I mean, a Secret Service guy couldn't, like, if he retired or whatever, became a whistleblower.
Oh, I'm pretty sure they could be whistleblowers, man. But you have to understand the Secret Service. I mean, look at them with President Trump, man. They flat out told him, "You ain't putting our man in handcuffs, man."
Right.
And
Right.
Alvin Bragg wanted the
Yep.
mug shot and all that. Go ahead, Mister B. I see you.
What do you think happens with these people after they're whistleblowers and the lights go down after and the cameras are off them after their 15 minutes of fame? They go on a lecture circuit somewhere. They write some pissant book that winds up on a shelf, on the bargain basement shelf or something like that. And then they go home and they put their feet up on a beach. And it all continues. The whole thing continues.
I don't know. Some whistleblowers, they actually don't survive.
Yeah, and they usually flee the country.
Exactly.
Places like
I
Russia.
think their I think their credibility is destroyed by all of that and everything. So I don't think they're on a beach sipping a full out of there.
Well, who cares about credibility these days?
Nobody.
No,
Apparently.
I'm serious, man. And it goes down to our morals, standards, and beliefs. It's oh man. And that Robert Kennedy dude out of Massachusetts, I know you know him well, Blaze and Mr. B. Biden he'll always come, let's go on the back and do push-ups. And Kennedy went on Twitter, did a little FaceTime with his personal trainer and knocked out some push-ups. It was basically a blow at Joe Biden. And he added the Twitter is like just getting ready for the debate, which he knows it's not going to come.
Right.
He and so many others.
But that still was a good shot, though, D. That was a good call right there, brother.
In the basement of the.
Was on Twitter. Go ahead, Mr. B. Keep going.
He and so many others of the contestants for the vying for the seat will be put in the child's table in the basement if they ever actually do come up with a whatever the hell they call them when they sit around and talk to each other. I'm losing it now. When they have the debates.
Oh,
when they have the debates, this Kennedy. I don't know why you're giving this guy any credence at all. He's a nothing. If anything,
he's a 19%. You go figure. And you polls are usually right now they suck. When you get them start talking, and in August at their conventions and their debates and stuff, that's when you need to listen to raise the polls. Because I really believe if Kennedy doesn't get the Democratic convention, it's going to be a race to who's going to be the independent, Trump or Kennedy. Kennedy, I really believe, and we can note this, he's gonna try to shake up what Biden's all about, man, if he's given the opportunity.
I just see him as yet another spoiler.
Yes. I just don't understand what the American voting public sees in Joe Biden.
They don't. What they see is what the man is a puppet of. The government that's giving them everything they want: free housing, free health care, free money, free this, free that, whatever. All of the gimme shit. That's what they're voting for.
I agree.
Yeah.
They're not voting for a president.
And me, what's my big thing? A veteran. Their platforms or issues or whatever, which ones they want. They're talking good about veterans. Get my vote.
I don't know. We're seeing a message here that you all know about Hudson, who's running for president. Never heard of the person.
Let's go.
0, 0, 0.
Oh, he's not even locking his arms. What the hell is this?
Yeah, no, 0. Go to your knees, Troop. Go to your knees, Troop.
Muscle. He went down to his knees, Donnie, like a good Troop.
That's a fit boy.
Hot damn it.
He's fucking pretty jacked for an old dude, man. I wish I was jacked like that.
I'll give it to him. He's got physique, yeah, but that wouldn't count one of those push-ups.
You know when your wife loves you, she's yelling from the other room, baby, you're sexy, baby. They know how to lie, boy. They know how to lie.
Well, getting kind of late, folks.
So what is this? I don't know what that was about. That just no.
Do we know? This is from Miss Jessie. Do you know who about Hudson, who's running for president? Hudson who?
Nope, don't know anything about no Hudson.
I have not heard of this person.
Not a word.
Hey, so Secretary of Defense, what's your major cabinet positions? Treasury, Defense, Energy, Commerce,
Chief of Staff.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm running the Republican candidates through my head, and I don't know why the hell Chris Christie is there. He is not gonna.
Christie's just trying to stir up shit. Even if Christie can, he's just there to stir up shit, man. That's all. That's all he's there to do. He's not. I don't know. He's not anything. He's not even worth talking about. I mean, he just gets up there and he just talks shit about Trump. That's all he does. It's going to end up in the end. I think for the GOP, it's going to be DeSantis, Trump, and the woman.
Nikki Haley?
Yes, I apologize. Nikki Haley, yes.
Yeah,
who agrees?
I don't.
I honestly, well, you know how I feel about things. I'll have to just leave it with that.
As far as what? Leave it with what? Do you think it's just going to be those three left for the big debates?
Very possibly.
There's a lot of moving pictures in this one, Blazer. Yeah. That's sad.
I mean, does anybody give any credence to this Vivek, whatever it is, Rami, whatever it is, guy?
He's better than a Democrat.
So you're saying, Mr. Sherman, that those three left over for the GOP is a sad set of three people, or
no, it's just you know we got so many moving pieces in this election. You got Trump's bullshit court case that's coming up about the documents and stuff. You got Hunter Biden brewing up with some smoke, and what I believe is going to turn into fire. Is Biden going to be around? You know what I mean? Or is Gavin Newsom? Because Gavin Newsom, he's sharpening his blades. He's ready to come. He'll say hell no and heck no. But when Biden, there's just too many pieces in this, man, to predict who's going to be where and there.
So it's too early.
Yeah.
Donald?
What I was gonna say about Anthony John Hudson. I guess
Ah,
that's the
that's his
person
name.
she's talking about. I don't know. Is he Republican or Democrat? He says he's about the people, for the people. I have to look up. You can look up if he put on his little website. Hit the little upper left there, the little icon. You can see his politics. I guess he posts them. So hey, at least the guy's being out there. I don't know.
Yeah, people before
He's
I
politics.
on
really,
TikTok.
you guys know how I feel about the politics. Really, I mean, as far as voting, I don't give a shit who gets in there. We're fucked either way. So I just gotta worry about how to, fix mine. We're fucked. We're gonna have some kind of idiot, and nothing's gonna get done.
Can we address something here?
Good.
I truly believe from what I'm seeing that it would it would behoove us to have Ms. Lawler come in as a panelist in the next program. I think it seems like she's really is enough connected with this that she could really bring some viable discussion to the table.
He's running as a Republican, Donnie.
No, okay, Republican. All right, sure.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I'll take him over Trump already. I'm good. I'll take him. I'll take that dude over Trump and DeSantis right now. Okay.
Hey,
Wow.
hey,
No,
Mister.
I don't want neither one of them fucking crooks in office.
Anthony Hudson, people before politics.
He a good old boy. Scroll
He's from
down. You see
Jersey.
a beautiful picture of
The
him.
stars, the
Oh yeah,
flags.
definitely a good old boy.
Hey, is that the old Bristol County Sheriff?
He might be. I don't know. Who knows? We're just screwed either way, man. I'm just sorry. I hate to say it. We're screwed.
He
If
looks like
Trump gets in
somebody who would
there,
be selling cotton candy or something. I don't know.
Hey, but we are so advanced on this experiment, and thank God that the country can run on itself. It does. It can. I mean, it's got the features in place, to run by itself. It just sucks when somebody comes in here and starts reorganizing the system to fit their need, and that's what we have with this Biden presidency. The AG is the people's attorney, not President Biden.
yeah, no, they're all the politicians. That's all they're doing up there right now. They're just forcing the rules, tweaking the rules so it benefits them.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Well,
That's our political world. I mean,
I gotta tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in to The Way We See It. Catch us next Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the FFN network, FFN Radio, FFN, FFN Radio Network on Facebook, FFN Radio Network on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Kick. We're on them all. So don't forget to check us out again next Tuesday when we got more stuff the way we see it. That being said, peace and love to each one of you out there. Mr. B.
Yowza, we have a show coming up tomorrow night from 8 to 9 as usual. Before that, of course, I believe is the coach's show is coming in.
Coach's
and he's
Corner.
always got something. I'm sorry?
Coach's Corner.
The Coach's Corner, and he has always got something good cooking. So please, folks, come on in, tune in, get a look. The man is inspirational. I don't know how I could possibly follow it and act like that, but I do come through from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, and we are going to be delving into some things tomorrow night. With that having been said, gentlemen, it has been a genuine pleasure spending the evening with you, and I will see you all again.
Mr. B. Mr. Sherman.
Yes, sir. Thanks everyone for listening, viewing. I'm going to take a 30-day hiatus. I think I'm going to get selected on this jury duty. I will be off the next 30 days, trying to keep my commitment real, not fake. And I'm looking forward to returning. Thank y'all.
Mr. Donnie.
hey, just however we're connecting, appreciate you. Think positive, do positive every chance you get, man. We'll see y'all later.
Good night, everybody.
Hey, I
you believe. Because at some point in your life, you trusted the information that somebody was giving you. And that someone you trusted told you that a car was a car, a tree was a tree, a bird was a bird, the blue stuff above you is the sky. And that's the way that we began to determine what we believe to be a fact. Most of the things that we believe to be a fact in our lives are told to us through our stories or the news that we hear. So my question would be, if they were deceiving you with the stories they tell you, would you be able to recognize that?